Well, very good afternoon, everyone. So today, like I told you before, this is the first chapter that we'll be doing via YouTube and via a video link. Before this, I've been doing audio links with you and I've been sending you YouTube links as well. So let's hope this works out, all right? Because if we are to follow what the central government has been telling us, it may be quite some time before school restarts again. And in the meantime, we have to complete our syllabus, all right? So first off, I hope that अहिलेसम्म जति पनि हामीले कभर गरेको छ च्याप्टर्सहरू because we have covered quite extensively and obviously तिमीहरू कतिजनाले you have been submitting your work on time as well. So thank you so much for that. And other than that, I hope जति पनि हामीले chapter complete गरेको छ. I made sure that after every chapter, after every poem, I have been giving you summaries of the prose and the poetry as well, along with questions. And most of you have attempted it as well, all right? So I am hoping that you have understood it, all right? I am hoping that you have understood the chapter. And obviously some of you have been submitting it once again. So, and all the answers were correct. So yeah, good job. Now, other than that, without wasting much time, let's just move ahead with the next chapter. That is from your text, First Flight, chapter 7, titled Glimpses of India, all right? And that is on page number 85, all right? 85 of your text, First Flight. Now, this chapter, Glimpses of India, is divided into 3 parts, all right? As you can see from the page itself, there's a lot of information given to you even before the chapter starts. The chapter starts from here. All the details about the chapter given beforehand. At the very beginning, we can see that it has been divided into 3 parts. The first part being A Baker from Goa, written by Lucio Rodriguez. The second part being Kog by Lokesh Abrol. And the third being Tea from Assam by Arup Kumar Datta. Now, what this chapter basically does is gives you a certain idea about 3 different places in India, right? Goa, Coorg, and Assam, and the cash crops that they are famous for, or the businesses that they do out there. Now, next, if you go, there's a line titled Before You Read, all right? And there are certain activities for you, which is generally discussion, nothing to write, but to discuss. What images of people and of places come to your mind when you think of our country? Number 2, what parts of India have you lived in or visited? Can you name some popular tourist destinations? Number 3, you may know that apart from the British, the Dutch and the French, the Portuguese have also played a part in the history of our country. Can you say which parts of India show French and Portuguese influences? And number 4, can you say which part of India grow tea and coffee? So as you can make out from these questions, these are general discussions, all right? These are something to increase your general knowledge. These are something which increases your vocabulary as well. When you go through and look for information regarding all these questions, you come across new ideas and facts about your own country, all right? So this we'll come back to later. Now, concentrating on the chapter, that is the first part, titled A Baker from Goa. All right, I'll be reading the text and I'll be doing the explanation as usual in English and in Nepali as well. And what I want you to do is, as I've been telling you, as I'm reading, you read along, all right? You read along, and if you come across any difficult words, if you come across any difficult words, you look it up, all right? You look up the meaning in the dictionary. And if you feel that my consultation is required for a particular problem that you're facing, then obviously you are free to call me as well. Now, moving on with the chapter. Number 1, A Baker from Goa. This is a pen portrait of a traditional Goan village baker who still has an important place in his society. So through this chapter, we'll be learning about a simple baker, all right, in a village situated in Goa, and how he still holds a place of importance in his society. Our elders are often heard reminiscing nostalgically about the good old Portuguese days, the Portuguese and the famous loaves of bread. Those eaters of loaves might have vanished, but the markers are still there. We still have amongst us the mixers, the molders, and those who bake the loaves. Those age-old, time-tested furnaces still exist. So this chapter basically begins with a hint of nostalgia, right? Now, nostalgia is a word which we have discussed before in class as well. Now, nostalgia is something when you reflect upon the past, all right? When you're thinking about the days gone by. When you think about, let's say, you're talking or you are thinking about something that you did last year in 2019, all right? When you are thinking about that, then you are reminiscing or you are being nostalgic. You're thinking about the past, all right? So in this chapter, elders of the village, they talk about the Portuguese influence, all right? Portuguese are pura influence there Goa about their love for bakery, about their love for bread. And even though the Portuguese are not there, उनीहरूको जुन चाहिँ टेक्नोलोजी थियो त्यो टाइममा उनीहरूको ब्रेड बनाउने मसिनहरू थियो उनीहरूको डो मोल्ड गर्ने मोल्डर्सहरू थियो all those things still exist. The fire in the furnaces has not yet been extinguished. The thud and jingle of the traditional baker's bamboo, heralding his arrival in the morning, can still be heard in some places. Maybe the father is not alive, but the son still carries on his family profession. These bakers are, even today, known as padeiro in Goa. So the Portuguese style of baking bread is still very prevalent in that village, all right? It still exists. And maybe the father who brought the business from Portugal, the Portuguese father is no longer there, all right? He has moved on. He has passed on to the other world. But that tradition of baking bread and selling it to the society is being carried on generation through generation, all right? The business is still moving forward. During our childhood in Goa, the baker used to be our friend, companion, and guide. He used to come at least twice a day. Once when he set out in the morning on his selling round, and then again when he returned after emptying his huge basket. The jingling thud of his bamboo woke us up from sleep, and we ran to meet and greet them. Why was it so? Was it for the love of the loaf? Not at all. The loaves were brought by some Pasquin or Bastine, the maid servant of the house. What we longed for were those bread bangles which we chose carefully. Sometimes it was sweet bread or special milk. So during the childhood days, the narrator of the story, the one who is telling us the story, he talks about how the baker used to visit the neighborhood twice every day. All right, the baker dinma dui khe paunthyo अरे. Once in the morning while selling the bread, he would go through the neighborhood, and then again later in the day, सबै बेचिसकेर empty basket लिएर फर्किँदाखेरि. And how would they know that the bread man was there? There was a bamboo instrument, all right, which he used to jingle, which he used to move around, and it used to make a noise, a certain noise, which let the children know that the baker was there. And the children would be very happy, all right? But then again, why were we so happy? Was it because we loved the bread so much? All right? And then the narrator answers, no, because it wasn't them who got the bread. It was the maid servant, all right, the servant of the house who got out and brought the bread for them. But it was the taste of the bread that they so desired, all right? Sometimes it was a sweet kind of a bread. Sometimes it was made in a very special way, all right? So they can't literally describe why they were so after that bread, all right? Every morning they used to let go of the bread. They used to wake up and then run towards the bread man, all right, to get their daily bread. The baker made his musical entry on the scene with the chang chang, jang jang sound of his specially made bamboo staff. So like I said, children are attracted to that baker had a bamboo, all right, and it was made in a special way to make us different kind of a sound. Chang chang, all those kind of sounds were made, and then they knew that the baker was coming to sell his ware. One hand supported the basket on his head, and on the other banged the bamboo on the ground. So, kosto huन्थ्यो bakerको presentation, एउटा basket हुन्थ्यो, he would be holding it with one hand, and with the other hand he had a bamboo stick which he used to hit on the ground and make noise. In fact, I don't know whether you guys remember or not, but हाम्रो पनि हुन्थ्यो त्यस्तो. आज पनि देख्छ होला कतिवटा एरियामा ठुलो टिनको बक्सामा लिएर आउँछ, एउटा बेकरले लिएर आएको हुन्छ, बिस्किट्सहरू हुन्छ, क्रिम रोलहरू हुन्छ, केकहरू हुन्छ. I'm sure you have seen at least one or two कतिवटा एरियाहरूतिर आउँछ अझै पनि. So that kind of an atmosphere was there even in, or rather it is still there, prevalent in that village in Goa, right? उनीहरूले अझै पनि एक हातले basket बोकिरहेको छ and अर्को हातमा चाहिँ bamboo sticks छ, which when they hit on the ground, it makes a special kind of sound which lets the children know that the baker is on his way. He would greet the lady of the house with good morning and then place his basket on the vertical bamboo. We kids would be pushed aside with a mild rebuke and the loaves would be delivered to the servant. But we would not give up. We would climb a bench or the parapet and peep into his basket. Somehow, I can still recall the typical fragrance of those loaves. Loaves for the elders and the bangles for the children. Then we did not even care to brush our teeth or wash our mouths properly. And why should we? Who would take the trouble of plucking the mango leaf for the toothbrush? And why was it necessary at all? The tiger never brushed his teeth. Hot tea could wash and clean up everything so nicely after all. So the baker who was selling his bread, they would come to a particular house, all right? And they would greet the owner of the house with a good morning. And unale the basket nikalera stick ko mathi rakhthe. And that bread, whatever they were buying, baker le chai nikalera servant like pass on garte re. All right, the children were not given because maybe elders were supposed to pay. So elderly je order garte tei dinthyo. So unale the bread nikalera baker le they gave it to the elder of the house. In most cases it was the servant. But then the children did not give up, all right? Unar bench ma chor the re, unar height ma jabarjasti garera pani they managed to peep inside the basket, all right? They were so fascinated by the basket. And unale ke dekhte re dui kisimko bread hunthyo re jaile pani, one for the elders, all right? Elders ko lagi kosto loaves of bread, all right? Toaster type ko. And for the children, bangles, something which we known as sweet buns, or you can say donuts as well, all right? A hole in the middle, it was a bangle sort of a thing. And it was generally sweet, all right, so that the children could enjoy. And once the bread had come, the children did not care about brushing their teeth or washing their face. And unako excuse that even tigers do not brush their teeth. So they compared themselves to tigers, all right? We don't need to brush our teeth because when we take hot tea, our teeth and our mouth gets cleansed. So that was their thinking, all right? Now, as innocent as children are, why should they brush our teeth? Even tigers don't brush. We can take our sweet bread, we can take our tea, we can drink it, and the hot tea will clean our mouth. Now, marriage gifts are meaningless without a sweet bread known as the bowl. Just as a party or a feast loses its charm without bread. Not enough can be said to show how important a baker can be for a village. The lady of the house must prepare sandwiches on the occasion of her daughter's engagement. Cakes and bolinhas are a must for the Christmas as well as other festivals. Thus, the presence of the baker's furnace in the village is absolutely essential. So till now, we have only been learning about how a baker goes about selling his bread, loaves of toast, and rings for the children as well. Now we come to know why is it that the baker holds such an important place in the society of the Goans or in this particular village for this instance. Why was it so? Is because whenever there is a marriage, marriage gifts are meaningless without the sweet bread known as the bowl. So whenever there's a marriage, all right, with the gift, you have to give the sweet bread known as the bowl. Only then is your gift considered complete. All right, that is how important it is. Other than that, just as a party or a feast loses its charm without bread, not enough can be said to show how important a baker can be for a village. So many things are there to let us know how important is a baker for the society, all right, in this society, all right, whatever we are reading about, the Goan village in this chapter. Because जहाँ पनि marriages हुन्छ, you have to serve wedding guests sandwiches. And what are sandwiches made out of? Loaves of toast, all right? You know that very well. Other than that, during celebration of Christmas and other festivals as well, you need cakes and bolinhas. So all those bakery items, it is being used in each and every important festival, each and every important ceremony that is going on around the house, all right, marriages, birthdays, functions, all those things. The bakery items are used and it is an integral part of it, all right? Not that not like that. It has to be there, all right? And there are particular bakery items to represent each festival. The baker or bread seller of those days had a peculiar dress known as the kabai. And not only that, just to show that they were very serious about their trade, all right, that they were very serious about bakery, they had a uniform, they had a costume, the bakers, all right, unale a costume long there, and that costume was known as the kabai. Now, what was the kabai? It was a single piece long frock reaching down to the knee. So it was sort of a frock, all right, or a keti long, females or long skirt, this to knee saman the, knee length. In our childhood, we saw bakers wearing a shirt and trousers which were shorter than full-length ones and longer than half pants. Even today, anyone who wears a half pant which reaches just below the knee invites the comment that he is dressed like a pader. So, unarle chiki dekhtere costume bakers ko unarle shirt long there bakerle. Other than that, they used to wear something which was longer than a half pant, all right? Half pant kosto huncha hamro knee saman huncha. Full pant kosto huncha hamro ankle saman huncha. But this particular lowers which the bakers used to wear, half pant bhanda chai lamo थियो, all right? And it was shorter than the full length trousers, something like 3/4, all right? Aile long 3/4 Bermudas, all right? Knee length bhanda chai muni, but then it wasn't a full length trouser, it was a quarter length trouser. So that used to be more or less the uniform or the costume of the baker. And even today, whenever whenever somebody wears a quarter pant, all right, alikiti knee bhanda muni ko shorts kole lagayo भने चाहिँ मान्छेले के comment गर्छ अरे that you are dressed as a padar. What is a padar? A baker. The baker usually collects his bill at the end of the month. Now, unlike the example that I had given you, जुन चाहिँ हाम्रो पनि आजै पनि कतिवटा गाउँमा देख्छ, they come in a tin, carrying a tin, all right? Tin को बक्सामा बिस्किट्सहरु बोकेर आउँछ. That more or less, particularly the same kind of bakers were there, but उनीहरुको चाहिँ के थियो, they had regular customers, all right? उनीहरुको एउटा particular घर-घरमा चाहिँ उनीहरुको आफ्नो regular customers हुन्थे रे, त्यहाँ उनीहरुले deliver गर्थ्यो. But the billing would be done at the end of the month, all right? उनीहरुको sort of a credit line हुन्थ्यो. Every month को end मा चाहिँ बेकरले गएर घर-घरमा उनीहरुको month long billsहरु पैसाहरु उठाउँदै आउँथे. Monthly accounts would be recorded on some wall in pencil. Baking was indeed a profitable profession in the old days. The baker and his family never starved. He, his family, and his servant always looked happy and prosperous. Their plump physique was an open testimony to this. Even today, any person with a jackfruit-like physical appearance is easily compared to a baker. So, unale ke huncha baker ko financial standing चाहिँ कस्तो थियो, they were leading a very comfortable life, all right? It's not that the baker's family was starving, that they did not have customers. They had a very comfortable life. In fact, bakers had servants as well, and the families were well fed. and त्यसलाई प्रुभ गर्नु लागि एउटा एक्जाम्पल के दियो that every baker had the jackfruit like physique, all right? What is a jackfruit? Cutter भन्ने देखेको छ होला नि तिमीहरूले बजारतिर पनि बेच्छ, something that's very big and it has sweet individual seeds inside. Cutter भन्ने त तिमीहरूले पनि बुझ्छ होला. So that is a jackfruit, all right? So what is the shape of a jackfruit? It is almost round, sort of ovalish, but very round sort of a fruit. So even a baker was compared to a jackfruit because the baker was very healthy, all right? It did not look like he had been starving at all. Which showed that he had a very comfortable life. Usko physical appearance here, that this person is very well fed. That whatever problem may come, he is not starving. And even today, whenever there is a person who has a jackfruit-like appearance, people comment that you are built like a baker, all right? And this concludes the first part of the 7th chapter titled Glimpses of India, and this is the first part titled A Baker from Goa. Now, when you come to page 86, at the end of page 86, you will see a couple of questions, all right? Like number 1 reading, what are the elders in Goa nostalgic about? Now, as you have gone through the chapter with me, you know very well, they are nostalgic about the Portuguese influence on bakery, all right? They're nostalgic about the old days when bakers used to visit each and every household selling their wares. All right, and how it used to hold a very important place in society. Is bread making still popular in Goa? How do you know? So is bread making still popular in Goa? So obviously the answer would be yes. And how do we know? We know because it is an integral part of every function, festival, whatever is being held in that particular village. Like marriages, Christmas, festivals, different kind of loaves or different kind of bakery items for different kind of festivals. So what is the baker called? A baker is called a pader, as you know from the chapter itself. And when would the baker come every day? And why did the children run to meet him? Right, so as you can see, these are very simple questions, all right, which once you go through the chapter, you shouldn't have any problem attempting the questions and getting the right answers as well, of course. But then even then, if you come across any obstacle, if you come across any point in the question where you may have doubts regarding the answer, then please don't attempt the question. First you call or you can message me, all right? You guys have my number and you can verify that answer or whatever doubts you have, you can clarify at me before attempting it, all right? And then other than that, there are other exercises as well, but then I don't want you to do this at the moment, all right? These are things which has to do with your writing portion and some of it for the grammar portion as well. For grammar portion, I'll be taking a whole different class altogether, all right? For now, I just want you to go through this first part of the chapter, that is a baker from Goa, and attempt the questions on page 86, just the 4 questions, all right? Not much and very easy questions, most of which we have discussed already in the video itself. And I hope that this first part, which is a very short part in itself, like it's very clear to you and that you have no problems understanding the chapter as well. And then again, I'll be making another succession of video, all right? Why I'm talking so much and today is because this is the first video, so I feel that I should give you certain instructions about it, all right? I've already completed the first part now. Now in the following days, I'll be covering the other parts of as well. The second part of food and the third part of tea from Assam, all right? And then after completing each and every chapter, I'll be doing the question and answers with you, all right? Once I'm done with the third part, then we will come to the grammar portion, all right? We'll discuss the grammar portion and then you can attempt all those grammar portions in your respective copies as well. For today, I just want you to go through it, all right? Go through the first chapter line by line, word by word, understand what he's talking about, even though it's a very, very simple chapter. And I don't think, knowing you, because I have been teaching you for a couple of months, so knowing you, I don't think you should be having any difficulty understanding the chapter as well. So yeah, please go through it, all right? And then tomorrow, day after, I'll be continuing with those videos, and I'll be informing you beforehand, all right? I'll inform you on our WhatsApp group, kuncha link majano, what you are to do, all right? For today, all I want you to do is go through the first part, all right? And do the questions. Don't take any pressure, all right? It's not a test, it's not a race. Take your time, understand the chapter very well, all right? And please stay safe and stay home, all right? And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.